Ever wondered where Black culture lives and breathes in America? Stick around, because we're taking a deep dive into the southern states where history, heritage, and soul food go hand in hand. Trust me, you're gonna want to hear this. Number 10. Tennessee. Let's kick things off with Tennessee. Now, heads up, this list is mostly a southern road trip. So if you were expecting to see places like Idaho or Alaska, sorry, folks, not this time. I remember flipping through an old tourism book once and a line stuck with me. It said, if you want to experience Black America, grab a plate of fried catfish in Tennessee. And honestly, that sums it up perfectly. Let's talk numbers. Denmark, Tennessee leads the pack. About 74.6% of its population is Black. Then there's Grand Junction with 72%, Stanton with 62%, Brownsville at 53%, and Whitesville, which, ironically, is 52.7% Black. According to the 2020 census, Black residents make up 17.8% of the state's population. That's roughly 1.4 million people. Tennessee doesn't just have numbers, it has stories, traditions, and deep roots. Number 9. Virginia. Next up, Virginia. This one shouldn't surprise anyone. Virginia has one of the oldest, richest Black cultural histories in the entire country, spanning over 400 years. Here's something cool. There's a tiny town in Virginia called Hustle. Yep, Hustle, Virginia. Only about 400 people live there, but 78.5% are Black. Now that's a name that fits the spirit. Other high-percentage towns? Freeman, 72.1%, Bird's Nest, 67%, and Waverly, 67.2%. Statewide, Black residents make up 18.6% of the population, totaling around 1.6 million people. From music and food to politics and progress, Virginia's Black heritage is the heartbeat of the state. Number 8. North Carolina. Okay, let's clear something up right away. North Carolina is a southern state. Yeah, I know, it says North in the name, but trust me, there's nothing northern about it. I've had this debate more times than I can count. Some folks think it's up north just because of the name. I don't know what geography class they missed, but even growing up across the country, I knew North Carolina was part of the South. Now, if you're ever in the state and want to dive into some powerful Black history, check out the Airborne and Special Operations Museum in Fayetteville. That's near Fort Bragg. During World War II, the 555th Parachute Infantry Battalion, an all-Black airborne unit, was stationed there. They served with honor from 1942 to 1950, and many went on to fight in the Korean War, too. When it comes to population stats, cities like Garrisburg lead the way with 86.3% Black residents, followed by Lewiston Woodville at 83.4%, Enfield at 81.9%, and Scotland Neck at 72%. Some towns with even higher percentages didn't make the cut, mainly because they've got fewer than 150 people. I mean, let's be real. If a town's smaller than a high school, we're skipping it. Statewide, 22.5% of North Carolina's population is Black. That's about 2.5 million people. And trust me, their impact on the culture, music, and soul of the state runs deep. Number 7. Delaware. Now, this one might just catch you off guard. Delaware? Really? Yep. Delaware actually beats North Carolina in terms of Black population percentage. Surprised? Yeah, me too. Delaware may be small, but its largest city, Wilmington, packs in a big chunk of the state's entire population. Not just the Black population, but everybody. Now here's the twist. Delaware was the first state to ratify the U.S. Constitution, but weirdly, one of the last to ratify the 13th Amendment, which abolished slavery. Kind of a mixed legacy, right? If you're ever in Wilmington and want to connect with that history, swing by the Delaware History Museum and the Mitchell Center for African American Heritage, both right on Market Street. And by the way, does every city have a Market Street, or is that just me noticing? I swear every major city's got one. Anyway, the towns in Delaware with the highest percentages of Black residents are Ellendale at 38.9%, Bridgeville at 30.5%, Newcastle at 29.6%, and Dover with 29.2%. Statewide, 24.1% of Delaware's population is Black, which comes out to around 318,000 residents. Not bad for one of the smallest states in the country. Number 6. Alabama. Now let me tell you, when I first started digging into this list, I really thought Alabama was gonna land in the top 2. I mean, come on, the civil rights movement practically launched from here. You've got Rosa Parks, the Montgomery bus boycott, and the legendary Tuskegee Airmen. If you've never read about the Tuskegee Airmen, do yourself a favor and look them up. It's one of the most inspiring chapters in American military history. Black pilots who broke barriers in World War II with unmatched skill and courage. Now, let's talk towns. Tuskegee Institute, around 5,600 residents, and over 95% of them are Black Tuskegee. The town itself has about 11,000 people, and 90% are African American. Then there's Fairfield, with nearly 13,000 people and 89.6% Black residents. Big numbers, right? Statewide, 26.8% of Alabama's population is African American. That's about 1.6 million people. This state isn't just part of history, it is history. Number 5. South Carolina. Coming in at number 5, we've got South Carolina. And yeah, this one totally makes sense. What a lot of people don't realize is that back in 1708, South Carolina became the first British colony in North America to have an African American majority. That's how deep the roots run here. Fast forward to the 1950s and 60s, and the state played a powerful role in the civil rights era. There were tons of nonviolent protests against segregation. Sure, places like Alabama and Mississippi grabbed the headlines, but South Carolina was in it, no doubt. Now for the towns, Gadsden tops the chart with 94.9% Black residents. Salters comes next with 88.6%. And Denmark, yep, South Carolina also has one, stands at 82%. Statewide, 27% of South Carolina's population identifies as Black or African American. That's another 1.6 million people contributing to the heart and soul of the Palmetto State. Number 4. Maryland. Okay, now, this one caught me off guard. I seriously thought Alabama would outrank Maryland in terms of African American population percentage, but nope, Maryland takes the lead. And get this, Arkansas, not even close to Tootsie. The top. Shocking, right? Now, Maryland might be one of the smaller states, but it is packed with African American history. You've got Point Lookout State Park, which served as a Civil War prison camp, and the Port Tobacco Courthouse, one of the oldest towns in the state. There's also the Drayton African American Schoolhouse, Jefferson Patterson Park, and a bunch of old plantations and jails that tell some real, raw stories of the past. But let's talk numbers. Capitol Heights, 93.9% Black residents. That's out of 41,000 people. District Heights is close behind at 89%. Then there's Suitland at 87%, and Temple Hills with 85.3%. Statewide, 32% of Maryland's population identifies as Black or African American. That's around 2.2 million people. Maryland might be small, but the culture and history, massive. Number 3. Georgia. Now this one makes sense. If you've ever been to Georgia, or even just listened to a radio, you know the Black culture runs deep here. From the rhythms of Atlanta's music scene to the legacy of the civil rights movement, Georgia is woven into the African American experience. Sure, Georgia has a dark past. Slavery, Jim Crow laws, segregation, it's all part of the state's history. But out of that hardship came strength, creativity, and culture. And let's be real, the food alone is reason to visit. So, which towns are leading the way? Lithonia tops the list with 75.3% Black residents. That's 82,000 people. Stone Mountain follows with 70.2%, and Decatur rounds it out at nearly 70%. Statewide, Georgia's African American population makes up 33% of the total. That's about 3.5 million residents. No surprise here. Georgia isn't just part of Black history, it's one of the cornerstones. Number 2, Louisiana. Now listen, if you told me Louisiana was going to be number 2, I'd believe it. But what does surprise me is that the percentage of Black residents isn't even higher. Given the deep, complex, and powerful African-American history in this state, you'd expect a 50-50 split. Honestly, Louisiana's leadership has never done the state justice. From everything I've read, bad deals, shady politicians, and generations of mismanagement, it's heartbreaking. But here's the thing, the people and the culture have always been vibrant, resilient, and proud. You want to talk roots? This is the birthplace of jazz, the soul of blues, and home to Creole food that'll ruin every other meal for you. And New Orleans? That city's got enough soul and history to fill a dozen states. Let's talk hometown heroes for a second. Louis Armstrong, Fats Domino, Lil Wayne, Frank Ocean, Buddy Guy, and yeah, even Randy Jackson. They all came out of this cultural powerhouse. Now, check out these towns with the highest Black populations. Grambling, which is also a university town, is sitting at 96.3%, Black. St. James, 87.3%, Lake Providence, 73%, and this one just makes me smile. Waterproof, Louisiana, at 68%. Statewide, Louisiana's African-American population comes in at 33.1%. That's about 1.5 million people who have helped shape not just the state, but American culture itself. Number 1, Mississippi. Okay, let's be honest. This one shouldn't shock anybody. If you've ever been to Mississippi and had real barbecue, you already know. Some of the best joints are Black-owned and packed with flavor, history, and heart. But beyond the food, Mississippi's African-American roots run deep. Like Georgia, Alabama, and other southern states, the history here is powerful and painful. We're talking about a legacy that includes slavery, segregation, and the civil rights movement. It's all there, right in the soil. Now let's talk numbers. There's a town called Mound Bayou, and it's not just another dot on the map. This place was founded in 1887 by former slaves, led by Isaiah Montgomery. Their mission? To build a self-sustaining Black community. And they did. Today, Mound Bayou is 97.8% African-American, one of the highest percentages in the entire country. Then there's Friars Point, 93.9% Fayette, 91.3% Shelby, 88% statewide. Mississippi comes in at 37.9% Black or African American. That's over 1 million residents, shaping the culture, the music, the food, and the soul of the state.